Hi, it's Olker from Oneness, Freedom to be Happy and Healthy, Wealthy and Healed movement. And you are listening to a training series on the Awakened Imagination Challenge. You are learning the art and the science of manifesting miracles. May your blessings be. Welcome to session 18, Events and Crisis. So, as you explore the world of mastering the Awakened Imagination Challenge, one of the things you'll experience is a series of life-changing events, and sometimes you're going to be tempted to label an event as a crisis. A very wise old man once said to me, "A crisis is nothing more than an event that reveals the state of crisis within." So what I want you to do today, for today's exercises, is just take 3 minutes and review crises that have shown up in your life, and notice that when you treated them as a crisis, they did nothing more than reveal a state of crisis within you, because there is no such thing as a crisis unless we label it as such. What there are events or slices of your life. You can look at an event like it's a slice from a piece of pie. It is not the pie. An event is just a small slice out of the pie of your life, and you label that event as a crisis. I was severely beaten up by my mother's new husband after my dad died from age 12 to 16. I ran away from home when I was 16. A year later I had to go to the army, and then the war followed. 3 years of my army career was spent in the war zone. To this day, I experience the effects of that incident that happened over 50 years ago. Now, at the time it was a crisis for me, but what it really was, it was an event in my life that revealed the state of crisis within. As I look back on it today, I noticed that events taught me a lot. That events opened up tremendous doors for me. That events really fulfilled a lot of intentions that I had in my life. Intentions about what I wanted to do with my life. Because without those events, I wouldn't be here today. I wouldn't be teaching what I'm teaching today. Without those events, I would have probably been a fat, overweight building contractor ready to have a stroke right now. And instead, I get to be here with you. I get to be here with you because at some point I realized that the horrors that started happening to me when I was 12 years old, where I was beat to near death, were nothing more than an event in my life, not a crisis. When I did that, the crisis state within melted. It went away. So our tiny little mantra today is this: a crisis is nothing more than an event that reveals the state of crisis within, and we get to let that go. A couple of ways you can do that. You can do it in real time, when the shift, without the F, hits the fan. When stuff hits the fan, you know what a beautiful opportunity that you have in real time to let go rapidly of stuff that could infect your life for decades to come. Another way to work with this exercise, and the one that I hope you do today, is just to look back at past crises in your life in a way that allows you to experience them as events that have enriched your life, events that have changed your life. By the way, how can you do that? Let's give you a tiny little toolbox. Back when I was still experiencing all the trauma I had as a crisis, it didn't just happen to me from 1962 to 1980. I had flashbacks for quite some time. What a flashback is, it is basically reliving the events. In other words, I was literally experiencing the events through my own eyes and being beaten up, shot at, and all that good stuff. On the other hand, whenever I could make a movie, I did the unelectric slide. I slid out of my body and I made a movie of it where I could see my body getting beat up and shot at. When I made a movie of that, there was an emotional distance. And when I made a movie of that, I also got to experience my escape and my rescue. Seeing the end of the movie allowed that crisis to dissipate from my life and become nothing more than an event that contributes to me today, now. So what I want you to do today is to experiment with that exercise, because I can almost guarantee that everyone's listening to this has had some crisis in their life where they can use that technique and turn it into an event. What will happen once you do that is it will stop coloring what you want. Because oftentimes what we do is set ourselves up for wanting something that really isn't what we want. I was working with a guy one day who was on the verge of losing his business and his family. His whole thing was that he wanted to manifest $1 million by Friday. And you're going to find out why you don't want to do that. But he wanted to manifest $1 million by Friday, so he would not lose his business and family. As long as he was focusing on $1 million, he couldn't manifest $100. But once he let go of the crisis of losing his business, his family, and all that good stuff, once he experienced that, it was nothing more than an event by basically having the movie and realizing, my God, I don't actually want the business anymore. And I was on the verge of losing my family because of the business. I actually developed a better relationship with my family out of this. I got some good ideas, some ways I can help other people. Once he began to experience it as an event that he could build upon, his whole life changed. We all can do that. So whatever you're working on manifesting in your life, whether it's money, whether it's a relationship, whether it's health, my heart failure and blood pressure thing, again, another little event that I got to learn a lot from, zoom out from, do the unelectric slide with, taught me a lot, and I brought some really cool lessons home that also led to this training. So, jump in and play with that technique and see what happens. Okay, that's it for now. Talk to you again tomorrow, and remember to have huge amounts of, yes, that one, fun.